All right, everybody, welcome back to the City Light Podcast. Thanks for spending some time with us. As always, if you enjoy the content and you'd like to see more of it, let us know, leave us a review, subscribe, send it to somebody that you think would be encouraged by it. Today, I want to introduce Ross. Ross is always here.
Today and every other day.
Always with this is Ross, and I'm going to get this one right this time. This is Haley's third appearance.
Third
switched last
podcast.
time,
I guess it's not a debut at that point.
It's not a debut anymore.
I was going to say third podcast debut, but that's
No,
not how it works.
You're old news now.
I am. I'm boring.
Everybody knows. So, we want to talk about, we're coming out of a pretty significant weekend, I think, at the time of this, not at the time of this recording, the time that this episode drops. We are on the backside of our Kingdom Builders offering, and we wrapped up a series called Heart for the House, talking about vision, talking about where we're going as a church. So I've enjoyed, I can only say right now, preaching the first two messages of it. The third one, at the time of the recording, is coming up this Sunday. But I don't know, what have y'all liked from the series?
Gosh, I wish I could remember the exact way that you said it.
You'll probably say it better, so just whatever.
You were saying, I guess it was like, it requires motion to be able to walk in what we've been called to do, or to carry out a vision. A lot of the time we think that we see what God has called us to do, and we think that he's just going to carry all the weight. And we expect a lot of him, as we should, but then we don't expect much of ourselves. And I think it is really easy sometimes to fall into, well, things aren't working, and I'm not supposed to carry all the weight by myself, so I'm just going to sit here, and whenever God says it's time, it's going to be time. But a lot of the times it is, no, you're going to work for weeks, months, years, and then you're going to get to where you've been putting in the motion. And then God is good on his promise. And then you look back and you're like, that's why it wasn't working for all that time. And we just had Pastor Brandon on the last episode, and he was talking about how, it's been his whole life working up until this moment, and to look back and to see how all the pieces make a puzzle is crazy. So I think that for a vision, to see it through, we got to put it all in God's hands, but then put the legwork in to make it work.
Yeah, it's good. Haley?
I think for me, to totally kind of switch gears just a little bit, I think this series has really connected a lot of pieces for me when it comes to the Christian life and what it means to be a part of the church. And I just think for a really long time, I grew up in the church, and so my parents would have me tithe off my babysitting money, and I didn't really understand why I had to do that. I was just frustrated because I was only making $20 anyways. But I would do it, I'd tithe, and then I got to college, and once I was in college, it was like, oh, I'm too broke to tithe, so I'm just not going to. I'm a broke college kid, God understands, and not to say that I think God was going to smite me because I wasn't tithing in college. But that was just kind of my perspective. So then coming into this season of life, recognizing, man, I'm part of a church that I see the vision for, I can get behind the vision for, but also recognizing that just as much as God might be calling me into vocational ministry, God also is calling each and every member of our church to our church. And that calling doesn't just apply to vocation, but it applies to every aspect of your life, because every aspect of your life is your part in fulfilling the mission of the kingdom of God as a whole, and just your church happens to be the means that you do that through. And so just kind of connecting, man, church isn't just something we attend, tithing isn't just something that we do, but it actually all comes together to fulfill the mission of God. And this is a unique thing that we as believers were called to. Like each member of our church was called to City Light to be a part of this vision for the way that the Lord is building the kingdom of God through what our church is doing. And I think this series really put that together for me.
Yeah.
And it made tithing seem a lot less like something you have to do and like, oh, I'm helping to make this vision happen through my sacrifice.
I was telling Brennan that it seems like through this series and even the Kingdom Builders gathering that we had, it seems like the overall consensus and like vibe is not people saying, okay, we're preaching about generosity again, so I guess I should probably give more because we're talking about it more. It seems like people are like equipped and like ready to go to battle.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, just say the word and I'm boom,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
And so it's super cool to like feel the passion increase as a product of preaching about generosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy to me coming out of that gathering, which there was about anywhere from 50 to 60 people in that room. And y'all know, because you were there, I shared some crazy thoughts. And one of them was basically that if someone gave us a $25 million check, we know how we would spend it right now.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of talked about that. And I was telling you guys, I was blown away at how many people came up to me after that. And they were like, what you said is not crazy.
Yeah.
Let's ride.
Yeah.
Come on.
Type thing.
Oh, I love
And
our people.
that just fired me up. And it made me think, vision, if you've been in the church space, vision is, I don't know, it's kind of a buzzword, if we're honest. People talk about vision all the time. And I'm always kind of the opinion of like, if I need to always tell you I'm about to cast vision, how good am I at really casting vision?
Yeah.
But the scripture that a lot of people go to is Proverbs 29:18. Some translations say, where there is no vision, the people perish. I love the way the NIV says it. Where there is no revelation, people cast off restraint. So that idea, if you study that out, is where there is no vision or revelation, people kind of just exist, or they run amok, or they're alive, they're breathing, they're doing things, but they're not going anywhere. It's kind of like being on a treadmill. It's like, I'll get tired, but I'm not actually making progress. And so I love talking about vision for our church because I think it helps us understand that, number one, we all have a part to play, but that we're all supposed to be going somewhere together. While at the same time, I think a lot of people think that vision is just something for the church or a company or whatever, and they never spend time thinking about what's God's vision for my life personally.
Yeah.
What's God's vision for my family? What's God's vision for my relationships or whatever? So I love this season. Was there anything that in the last two messages that maybe hit you guys, not corporately but personally, as far as what God's leading you to? I know we've had many conversations about God's vision for your life. Was there anything that was either unlocked or shifted or changed or?
No, I think just even like I was saying, more clarity about continuing to like trust the process. Again, not sitting idle, but maybe I'm not seeing exactly the results that I thought that I would be seeing, or the way it's not happening the way I expected it to happen.
Yeah.
But to know that doesn't matter. Like God's vision, He has a vision, and so it's going to happen the way it needs to happen. I'm going to look back at it and be like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So to keep doing the thing, even though I don't see it doing exactly, but to research and to study and to get better at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like, I'm going to relate it to football. I mean, you go to practice every day, and it's like you don't really see yourself getting better at something. It happens over time, and then when you are in the game, then it's, okay, all of the things that I put in have gotten me here.
Yeah.
So, I guess that's where I'm at. I'm at practice right now. And so, I'm ready for game time. But I'm putting in the reps. I'm doing my back pedal drills. And,
Yeah, you're doing it all.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. Pastor Brandon was here for the last episode, but at the time of this recording, yesterday he preached a message on consistency, which I thought was kind of interesting leading into what I knew we were going to talk about. But that idea of nobody, and this was his illustration, he said, somebody loses 25 pounds. People are quick to congratulate him. Oh, man, you look great. I can't, you did so good losing all that weight. He said, but nobody congratulates the person that's like, man, congratulations on keeping those 25 pounds off for the last 3 years. Like there's something where we
It's the achievement, not the maintenance.
Exactly. We celebrate the achievement, but we don't celebrate the consistency.
Yeah, once you made it. And it's like, dude, all right.
Yeah. And so I think that's like part of my heart with even just the why of having a vision series is to just remind our church, like, hey, what's the vision for our church? To do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like to remember the consistency in helping people know God, find freedom, discover purpose, make a difference. Some of the guys I look up to in the ministry, one of the things they are great at is saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. And the fruit is they build things consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we can circle back to this because I want Haley to be able to answer your question. But Pastor Brandon also just said it, but that each church can have the overall vision that every church has, but then their individual vision. And I think a lot of the times that's like counter, I guess that's counter to what people might believe. It's like, no, we're the church. We're here for one reason.
Yep.
But you've been great at saying, if we're not for you, like there are probably other churches in town that are going to minister to you better because each person has a different lived experience.
Yep.
And one church can't always excellently minister to every single lived experience. So I thought that was a super interesting, and I'm glad that we talked about it that point. So,
what would y'all say is the unique expression of our church? Y'all
practicality.
Okay, explain.
Well, I don't know if that's not a vision thing. Maybe it is.
Well, I'm not even saying just vision, just unique expression.
I think that when you walk in on maybe intentionality and practicality, you walk in and you know that there's intention behind everything. There's intention behind how people greet you, and there's intention behind the design of the signs that are laid out through the building. But then in the message, it's not, I don't feel like I'm being necessarily taught crazy Bible history all the time, but you weave it in there sometimes when you know people need it. And then you say, and this is why it matters, and this is what you can do different right now. So the practicality definitely is a style that I think a lot of the people that have called City Light home, that's a big reason that they call it home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Haley?
I don't necessarily have just like, one word catchphrase, bumper sticker kind of thing. But I think what makes our church really unique, at least from where I've been before, which I feel like I've seen a good amount of different churches, and they're all great. That's not trying to say that that's not the case, but I think what makes City Light really, really different, and it is honestly why I even was like, yes, I need to come be a part of that church when I visited, was just the fact that it's like super unpretentious. Like you don't get any of that. You walk in and it's actually impossible to like not talk to anyone. Like I honestly, it would be interesting for someone to kind of try that as like a challenge to see if they could show up and not have anyone talk to them. Because I really do not think it's possible to make it all the way through an entire Sunday morning and have, honestly, probably not at least 5 people come talk to you.
Well, if you make it through 60 seconds,
Yeah.
a 60-second connect, and you don't talk to somebody.
Yeah, like I just
elite.
don't think it's possible, which is not the case for a lot of places. Granted, not that that's a bad thing. There's a million reasons why that might be the case, but man, like I don't think I've ever had to try less hard. Is that the right way to say that?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. But I think this is like the least hard that I've ever had to try to build community anywhere.
Communities are great.
Yeah, like I really think like community is the heartbeat of our church. And yes, the practicality and yes, the messages I think really meet people where they're at. And I think still kind of go along with like the unpretentious theme. Like I've met so many other college girls that are like, yeah, sometimes I sit through messages and I really, really struggle, but I never have a hard time when Brennan's preaching or when Gabe is preaching, or at City Light, everything just really makes sense to me and is really practical. And like I think we do a really, really great job of meeting people where they're at and what it is that they're needing and looking for. Like they don't have to search hard for it.
Yeah.
And not to remove personal responsibility from that, because I think there's a lot of people that will critique churches because it's like, oh, like I didn't build community, or oh, I didn't find whatever XYZ thing it was that they were looking for. Like I do think personal responsibility is part of that.
Yeah.
Like it is on you to search for people, be the one inviting people to coffee, be the one looking for the small group, the service opportunities, whatever. But I think we do a really, really great job of not making people have to search for that. And it's like you walk in the door, boom, you have like 7 steps on how to get connected. And by the next week, they're all your best friends.
I think it's that you're honest in the way you communicate, and, or I guess leadership is honest in the way that they communicate. Because I've been places that it seems like the pastor tries to be everything. And you just get up on Sunday and say, listen, I can talk on Sunday, but you need more than that. Like community is where it starts.
Yeah.
And to like you're saying, you communicate it, and then we have the action steps in place that the systems can make it easy for people to join small groups.
Yeah.
And so I've been around City Light before for
You're an OG.
8 months before anything. And I was so surprised to see the systems that were in place before the doors ever opened. And I was like, this is not just on the fly. This is thought out, prepped, and people are going to be okay when it's not just going to be random.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yes.
It's been cool to see how they've been maintained and upgraded and worked on and fine-tuned through this first year.
Well, when I talk to people that haven't come to our church before, either I'm making an invite or they're telling me they're thinking about coming or whatever. I know that, there's a lot of things that I can't guarantee that they'll experience. Like I can't guarantee that they'll like the preaching because I may not be their vibe. I can't guarantee that they'll like the worship because they may be looking for something that's more liturgical. They may not like instruments or whatever. They may be looking for something that's a little more quiet. I can't guarantee we're not that. And I can't guarantee that, they're going to like that. The one thing I tell them that I know without a shadow of a doubt I can guarantee is you will not come to church and not have someone at least engage with you.
Yeah.
Like I can just guarantee that. I tell, the most recent one I had, she was like, Brennan, is there anybody my age there?
Yeah.
Is anybody gonna, connect with me, whatever? I said, well, number one, I can tell you yes. But number two, I promise you, before you make it to your seat, you will have at least 2 to 3 people that look at you and say, hey, we're glad that you're here.
I've been really encouraged by the kinds of relationships that there are between the younger and the older population in our church. It's, again, like, I don't know if that's common in the world.
It's not.
But there's like no, you're young and you're stupid, or like you're old and you're old. Yeah. It's like everybody loves everybody. Yeah. And I guess I just wanted to brag on that. That's super cool to be able to walk in on a Sunday. And I don't care if you're 16 or if you're 73. Like I feel like we have real communication or real community.
Yeah.
And like people know each other's lives and want to pray for each other. It's just great. I don't know. Keep bragging on it for a while.
Which a lot of it too, not to like keep gassing you up, Brennan, because I know this was not
Well,
your goal and aim in
this is what the podcast, this is what he sat down before we hit record. He said, all right, everybody just give me as many compliments as possible.
Yes, how can I get
It's
Ross
not
and Haley
me.
to tell me how awesome I am?
It's all you.
It's such a preacher thing to say, but it literally isn't me.
Well, but also...
There's a part of it that is, though.
Yes.
The openness and the honesty and the just like straight up authenticity. If you were the opposite, that taints everything else down the line. So maybe it's not you, but maybe it's your obedience and your attitude that as a leader, that fosters the way that things trickle down.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that. But one thing I will say that's true is I may have had, these ideas or thoughts or intentions or whatever. But one of the things, that's why when I stand in front of our dream team and I look them in the eye and say our church is what it is because of you, I'm not gassing them up. I'm being dead serious because I can say something all I want, but it's not culture isn't what I say in hopes. Culture is what actually happens. Yeah. So for us to say we have an inviting culture and all these different things, that's not because I get up there and say that. That's because there's an army of people that live that. Yeah. And so I say that to say yes, I appreciate all the compliments, but we really do have. I mean, it's a God thing where people there was a million reasons why we could have come out of the Kingdom Builders gathering and people have been like, "This is insane."
Yeah. I wonder that sometimes. How did we end up with people that fit our culture perfectly? It's not that I think anybody would, because I think it's a culture that's easy to carry. But it's it's just great.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm just trying to be.
Watch, something's going to blow up next month. And we're like, oh, gosh, we shouldn't have said that.
No, rebuke.
Rebuke.
But I think, honestly, this is, again, not to go back to Brennan's being awesome. That's not what I'm trying to say. But to bring it back to what we're talking about vision. The Lord told you, maybe not verbatim, I wasn't there. I met y'all 4 months ago, maybe. Right. But the vision that the church has, that you have for the church, it isn't yours. It's the Lord's. Not to rhyme, but but your role in that is to take the vision and to find ways to craft a church culture, systems around that vision. And I think that is a unique thing to City Light. Maybe not the only church ever. But I mean, there's plenty of churches out there that have a vision or a mission statement that nobody knows, that no one's heard of, and honestly kind of has nothing to do with what the church actually practically looks like. And I think one of the cool things, the perspective that I've gotten of just being so new to everyone here, and again, met y'all in July, which is insane, but being new is seeing whether that be in staff meetings, in systems, in how we even onboard new worship team members, how we pick songs, any small aspect of the way that City Light operates and does things. Goes through the funnel, and you can point it back to the vision. And so why we have the most amazing people, it's because we literally have not created a system, but tailored, tailored everything that we do through the lens of what our vision is. So the people that want to link up with that, they're not just oh, this is an awesome church to be a part of. This is super fun. But it's they're literally actively engaged with our vision through everything that is done and executed through City Light.
That's a practical thing right there. My first time showing up to an interest party, there was a book. I'm pretty sure, did that book have the vision? It had everything in it. I was able to see, okay, here it is in black and white. And then, the next few that I came to, it was it wasn't just you were saying whatever you felt like saying that day. It was clear that it was practiced, it was cleaned, and it was ready to go. And I think the practicality of knowing that we have it in black and white and then seeing it happen over here just shows that you're not just winging it. We're not just winging it. It is being done, again, with so much intentionality that this is strong. The black and white culture is strong, and then it gets carried out by the people. Yeah. And again, that's just I don't know how it is everywhere else, but that's a dream that it's not again, because every small thing runs through that filter and every small thing points back to a culture point. Yep. If that wasn't happening and if this wasn't strong, then it would just be everybody for himself. Yeah. And it's this seems so practical and so business even. It seems like corporate because going through business school in college, that was one of the things we learned. What's your mission statement? What's your vision? And I don't know if I've ever, like you said, if I've ever been communicated those corporate kind of terms at a church.
Yeah. Well, one of the things this is going somewhere. Just know that.
I believe you.
Yeah,
It
thank
normally
you.
is.
Sometimes it takes us a minute to get there, but we usually get there.
Up on the
Take the
train.
scenic route.
Yeah, it is. I love the scenic route. But one of the things that, if you go all the way back to before this was a reality, I remember sitting in the living room. It was just me and Corey. The kids were at school. And we turned our living room into like a massive whiteboard with sticky notes all over the place. And the whole exercise we were trying to do was get granular about what is the church we want to plant. Like all the way down to how it felt, who was coming in, what we said, everything. And we crafted that. Again, all of that was crafted in theory because at that point we hadn't even moved to Bowling Green. We don't even know the unique culture of Bowling Green, all the different things. We just know this is what's in our heart because the thought we had was, at the end of the day, we never want to show up week in and week out to a church that we no longer enjoy going to.
Yeah.
I never wanted to lead a church that I wouldn't want to attend.
Yeah.
And
Said that from the get-go. I remember in interest parties you saying, I want to lead a church that I want to go to. If it ever gets to a point that you don't like it, I don't like it, I'll just go somewhere else with you.
Right. Exactly. I will either course correct or find somebody else that loves the church that it's become. But that's just a core motivator of mine, which means, and this is the leadership principle that I think you can apply to whatever you do, is in order for a vision to become a reality, not only does it take motion, but you have to get good at saying no. You have to have a discipline to say, that's not bad, but that's not us.
Yeah.
That's not what we want. And, I think, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Feel free to tell me if I'm wrong. I think one of my strengths is saying no to things that are not us.
Wrong.
Wrong.
I'm joking. No, I think you're right.
That's a phenomenal pull right there. But again, just take it outside the church context. Somebody's wanting to do this with their life, or wanting to start this, or wanting to get better at this, wanting to get, fit, start a diet, or whatever it is. Whatever the vision you have is going to require you to get really good at saying no to things that don't align with that.
Well, we have talked again about the vision that I feel like is for my life and music with all of that. And I think a very practical example is the trend at the time was Machine Gun Kelly, and he was bringing pop punk back. And so naturally, that's where I went.
Yeah.
And I got really good at it and saw quite a bit of success with it. And then I did a show and I realized, whoa, I cannot perform this. Like, this is not me. Maybe
Was that the church show you did?
It was, sure was. Live, drums, guitar, I had a whole band.
That blows my mind. That's like so not your vibe.
Correct, exactly. So when I heard that intro go to that song and I had to go out on stage, I was like, this is bonkers. So, but again, I say that to say, while yes, maybe music is where I want to go, not that way. And so even saying no to things that seem like they are on the track.
Yeah.
The granular things. So I'm definitely better with
Yeah.
the complete opposite of pop punk.
Yeah. I have a question.
Go for it.
That was really, I don't know. I felt like I was in class.
Call on me.
I have a question. No. How do you, and this is honestly something that I'm kind of working through right now with like vision and goals, and all of those things are good. But how do you maintain having that vision for maybe what the Lord is doing in your life or something you'd like to accomplish or do or insert whatever thing is in the future that's obviously maybe not present now. How do you balance having healthy vision and getting caught in discontent?
That's a really good question.
Thanks. I try.
I think starting with the motivation. What's the motive here? Is the reason I'm pushing for the vision for any reason other than to glorify God? That's the blanket statement. I think you could rip some things out from there. But I think in the same way that we demonize some words and culture, I think contentment has also been weaponized. So here's what I mean. I think sometimes we say, I'm content, or I need to focus on being content. And yes, we need to be grateful for what we have, but that's not a license to become lazy and not work for something in the future. In the same way that we've demonized discontentment, where as well, if I'm discontent with something, that means I'm not grateful, as opposed to like, well, no, this isn't the best it gets.
Yeah.
There is more in my life. There's more in my calling. And so I think the wrestle, I'll just speak personally for me, is like, I feel like I have a 25-year vision for my life. And so by me working today to piece that out, that's not me being ungrateful for where I am. Or
So you're working to get to where you
is.
want to get.
It's the same illustration I used yesterday at church. Is like I watch a 5-hour video of someone building a house, and I love the finished product. I love the idea of starting with the blueprints. But what none of us love is the, 2 weeks of just laying subfloor.
Yeah.
But if I don't go through that, then I won't get to the next layer of it.
Yeah. So
I just think sometimes, maybe that's a generational thing, maybe it's not. I feel like sometimes we overcorrect, and it's like, well, no, don't be so driven. Be content.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, don't abuse your soul, but at the same time, like, work is pre-fall.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's good to
Yeah.
work. It's good. God's given you gifts.
Yeah.
So if you're not exercising and using those gifts for the glory of God, you're minimizing what it is that He's started in you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to your point that with the house building YouTube video example, we live in I'm going to say this as a creative. We live in a time where way less people are going to sit through and watch that 5-hour video, the whole process,
Yep.
and way more people are going to watch a 60-second reel
Yep.
of boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Or step 1, pour the foundation. Step 2, house is done. And that's what we see. Like
It's my kind of building.
with the rise and the fall of people, we see, oh wow, they just dropped their first song and it has 10 million streams. Why is mine not doing
Yeah.
that? Well,
Yeah.
no. They also had to start at the foundation. Then they had to do the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step. You're just seeing it here
Yeah.
on social media. And so for vision, I think that drives people crazy because it's like, well, I just expect overnight success. I expect that I can go drop my first song and then it'll blow up.
Yeah.
Or I expect that I can apply for the first job that I want and I'll get it and I'll be
Yeah.
there for the rest of my life. But it doesn't actually work like that
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Well, we oftentimes see the finished product. What we don't see is that what we celebrate as a success had version 1,
Yeah.
version 1.1, version 2, version 2. Like there's it's a process and there's steps along the way. We don't like the middle
Yeah.
ground. But it's like I said in week 1 of the series, successful things or things that are built because at some point someone got agitated just enough with what was
Yeah.
that they imagined a better future. So just to make it practical for me, I'm like, man, I'm so grateful that God uses the messages on Sunday. But I hope in 5 years I'm a better preacher than I am now.
Yeah.
Like I want to get better. I want
Yeah.
to get better at that craft.
That should be the pursuit.
Yeah, I hope I'm looking back in 5 years at the message I preached yesterday and being like, dude, that was something.
Yeah.
That's real.
Looking back at thumbnails I made for this podcast
Yeah.
5 months ago and then now.
I mean, think about anything you create. When you look back on it, in the moment, you thought it was
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then once you get a little bit better at it, once you get
Yeah.
further down the road, you're like,
Dude, can you imagine God, though, with that?
Keep going.
yeah, keep
Like,
going.
like he created it and he never is going to be like that. Like, he's never
Yeah.
gonna be like, this
That's
could've been
fair.
better. Like,
That's
he's like,
so real.
Like the everything that he's ever done is like, yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never like, yeah, I could have been done better. Dude, that's crazy.
Well, we had this conversation. I forget, maybe it was on a podcast, maybe it was offline. But the idea of it, no matter what I build or how great I think it is,
It's like a pat on the back. Oh, okay,
yeah,
buddy.
to like God's never like, yo,
Whoa.
that was killer.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That was insane. As a father, and people may disagree with this, as a father, him receiving it the same way a child will bring like their art
Yeah.
piece, like
That's
"Bu-
sweet.
buddy, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Like that's amazing. But like,
Next time, keep it in the lines.
but there's no part of him that's like, you
go,
are
dude,
more
you're an
creative
artist."
than me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, so then I wonder
It's always worship leaders that.
what?
Well, actually,
What? No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. I had a.
I say that because I have that same conversation with worship leaders, and usually worship leaders are the ones that are like, I don't think God's looking at my song, and it's like, oh, that's cute.
No, I agree with you. I actually had a boss, a mentor. I don't know what the right word would be, but shout out to Johan. But you know Johan?
I do.
Icon. Big Johan fan. If you're listening,
Can
You're
play
awesome.
anything with strings or keys.
he's epic. But I was an intern under him one summer, and he kind of said that same thing of like when my son brings me. Not my son, he's speaking his son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a son. But sorry, that was really dumb.
all right.
Anyways,
Come on.
sorry. But no, he's saying when his son brings him like a drawing, he's never like, this is the best piece of art I've ever seen in my life. Wow, I'm amazed. But he loves it just as much as he would if his son brought him.
A Van Gogh.
Yeah, because it just matters that his son brought it to him. And so I wonder, circling back to what we said of
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
you look at old thumbnails, you look at old messages. I'll watch old videos that I know you saw in the process of hiring me, which makes me cringe to think about, honestly. But we look back and we're like, oh man, that wasn't as good as where we're at now. But I just wonder like if the Lord doesn't see it that way at all. Like granted, he's never going to be like, over the moon impressed by what we do. Like nothing we do is going to be anything close to anything he could do. But I wonder if that's the very same reason why he loves me at 11 years old leading Lion and the Lamb in my youth group just as much as he does Sunday morning leading for City Light. Like if he sees it the same because all that mattered was that it was worship to him, or with all that mattered is that you were doing what you were doing for him, or the thumbnails that it was for his glory. Like if that's all that he really does care about, so he doesn't view our growth as like oh, you're getting better, but more about we're consistently pursuing doing everything that we can for the glory of God and giving our best. And our best just looks different.
That's what I was going to say. I think God is I think it makes God smile, not when we do something on a mountaintop thing. I think he smiles in the process of the becoming
Yeah.
more. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just the idea that like, hey, you showed up today to pursue me, to get a little bit better at the thing that I've gifted you with. Well done.
Yeah.
Like you may look back, it may flop.
Well,
You put in the
go
you
back
put
to
in
the
work.
football example. I had a coach that always said, every day you get 2% better.
Yeah.
And it's like when you've been putting in that work during practice and the coach sees that, then when you make the play on the field, they're like, of course you made the play because he's been doing these things and I've seen the progress every day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, and Brandon kind of threw a line to it, but one of the best pieces of advice I ever got. I was, let's see, how old? I was probably 23, and I got a job opportunity to go to another church. And I was really wrestling with it because I loved where I was at and didn't really want to go to where I was being offered. And I had a conversation with that pastor that was trying to hire me. And I was just telling him, I was like, man, just to be honest, I really am struggling. Is God calling me to this location, or is God calling me to this location? And he said, which is kind of what won me over. He said, can I just shoot you straight? I was like, yeah. He said, to be honest, I'm not quite sure God is as concerned with you being there or you being here. He said, because at the end of the day, you can fulfill your calling there. You can fulfill it here. You can make disciples. You can, exercise your gifts. You can build community. You can do it in both places. What God is most concerned with is not where you are, but who you are becoming where you are.
Yeah.
I had a priest tell me that, basically the same thing. Like, what if some of the things that we make a big deal, God's like, I don't really care. I just want you to follow me, become more
like me.
Become more like me. And that's it. Like you're saying, you're going to do the same thing either place. Is it that deep?
Yeah. Dude, I could go 1,000 different directions right now. You got my head swirling now. But I think that's what God-given vision is, ultimately. It's not just helping you become who God is calling you to become, but I think a God-given vision is helping other people become the same thing. So whatever it is that you're doing, I don't know. I just feel I'd say this to anybody that's listening, like, don't downplay where God has you right now.
Yeah.
Because it not only could be part of the becoming process, but maybe you are looking for something else. All the while, God's trying to give you a vision for right where you are. And you're so fixated with wanting another vision or another calling or another purpose, or as we said yesterday, another piece of the wall, that you're forsaking what God is wanting to tell you to do and build and become right where you are.
Yeah.
So
I was listening to a podcast. I might have said this on the City Light podcast before, but the guy said, I am exactly where I am supposed to be because God is the author of my steps.
Haley snapping if you can't hear that.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's great.
Well, hopefully at the time of this recording, we're celebrating some big things. If you are wondering what are the big things that we're praying for as a church, we're praying for a permanent home. And we talked on last Friday that the building is not the goal. The building is a tool.
Yep.
And so we're praying for a location, a space that we can inhabit more than just a Sunday, so that we can not do less but do more for the kingdom of God. We're praying for that. And then we're just really praying that God would blow our minds with the offering and what he's going to do in the city. Anything final from either series, offering, vision, before we kind of wrap here?
I don't think I have anything.
I don't think I have anything either.
Nothing? Okay. Well, I'll kind of tease it here. We're going into Thanksgiving season / holiday season. And I think if you're not subscribed, you need to subscribe now, because the team is really thinking of some creative ways to, I'm not going to say re-engineer the podcast, but I think make it more effective and helpful. Is that fair to say? Okay. I'll stop there because I don't want to tease any more than I need to.
We are getting ready to go to a meeting where we discuss even more fine details.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So at the time of this, at the time of recording, we don't have all the details for you.
Yeah.
But when you're watching this, the details are going to be done.
So subscribe. It's like an IPO.
Yeah.
Subscribe early. You get in from the ground floor. So
It's going to be a $700 to $1,000 subscription fee to.
yep,
Right,
there's a minimum.
right,
There's a
right.
minimum.
Yeah.
We'll split shares, so it'll be good.
That'd be good.
Thank-
Invest early. You're going to want to. Source, trust me.
Yeah. So thanks for watching and being with us along the journey. If this podcast was helpful, ministered to you in any way, shape, or form, do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe, send it to somebody. And we can't wait to see you in the next episode, City Light Podcast. Peace.